I'm very interested in 3D modeling, so today we're going to be making 3 levels from the Backrooms. We're going to be making level 0, we're going to be making the pool rooms, and we're going to be making the grass rooms. Let's go! Before making this, I'd only had about 3 videos to go off of. This guy, and then a bunch of like these YouTube short tips where they're like, pro versus noob. But mind that, I started making the base of the Backrooms, then I made the wall, which I would copy and paste later to make the rest of the walls, and then it was time for texturing. This, I've already experimented this yesterday, but I found this texture online. I could have never made this. I edited it so it looks, this is 2 images, but this line right here, when I look away, it looks seamless. And then this is the carpet. It looks bad right now, but when I put it in with all like the stuff, it's gonna look a lot better. From there, I figured out how to put the texture into Blender, and then using these nodes at the bottom, I could control how many were in an area, and I could control what direction they're going in, what rotation they are, so it looks a lot better. From there, I started adding the texture in for the floor, and as you can see right there, it looked bad. But then as I scale it up, you can see it looks a lot smaller, so that it actually looks realistic. From there, I could start making the walls around it and start making the maze within, so that it actually kind of looks like the Backrooms. You know how, there's walls around it? And then I started adding the lights to it, too, because, you have to make the ceiling. And then, if I go back to the render, and I make it, cycles. Holy crap. Yeah, now you can see it. So, okay, that's a little bright, but if you look at it, that actually looks good. From there, I got a little creative, and I made this little hallway into the abyss, so that it looks dark and omniscient. Then I set up the camera, so that when I render the image, it's not just a blank thing. You have to set up the camera so that you can actually have an image. And I set it up right in front of the tunnel to get a really cinematic shot. Next, it was time to do the pool rooms. So I started with a base of water, and then I started making the sides and walls to make an infinite stretching pool off in the distance. To make the water, I used a glass material, and then I used those nodes again to make a pattern of like waves, so that when the light bounces off of it, it actually looks like water. Once that was done, I made the railings that you would use to climb out of the water. I used an array modifier to make them stretch infinitely. Then I got a big piece of geometry, and I put it up in the sky, so that acted as our main light for the scene. To make the sky, I used a flat plane, and then I got a sky texture, and I put it in front of where the camera would see. I don't know how to make a skybox yet. If you guys want to see me do more elaborate renders of basically anything, let me know. But I put the sky texture on the flat plane, and then that was basically it. Then after that, I used an array modifier to put tiles all across the scene and make them stretch infinitely. I didn't even think to use an array modifier to make it stretch infinitely. I just took the pain of like zooming out and then stretching it across. But after that, I set up the camera, and this is the final render. Finally, it was time to make the grass rooms. So I started with a base, and then I added an inside and a base on top to make the ceiling. Then I used an array modifier on a few walls in a circle to get the classic grass rooms look. Then to make the grass, I started with a base grass texture on the bottom, just so that when we look through the grass, there aren't any gaps. Then I could use a particle system to make hair, and then I could edit the hair to make it thicker and smaller, or whatever it took to make it look like grass. To make the sky, I did the same thing I did for the pool rooms, and I just put a flat texture with the same sky, and then I made it fit where the camera would be able to see. And then I also did the same thing for the pool rooms, as I put a big piece of geometry in the sky. I gave it an emissive material so that it lights up the whole scene down below. After all that, this is the final render. If you guys want to see me do more creative 3D modeling, 3D rendering, even 3D animation stuff, let me know down in the comments, but that's going to be it for this video. So, I'm going to be having an Escape the Backrooms video coming out soon, but I guess that's all I have to say.